Hi, friends. Hello, hello. Hi, I'm coming to you live on this Sunday to answer your questions about U.S. immigration law because so much is changing here every day, every day. I will invite you to please post your questions below in the comments and I will reply to them live so that we can all learn something from each other, from each other's questions. And this way, you will get some good understanding about your situation. But this is not legal advice, of course. If you need a lawyer, if you have a complex situation, give us a call. We're an attorney law firm, not a consultant, a law firm in New York, licensed attorneys, the whole team of us. I'm just kind of Mickey Mouse. I'm like the face of the operation and the manager, of course. But when you call us, you'll be scheduled for a paid consultation and we'll be happy to discuss your personal situation. But here, we're only to answer questions live, to have fun. It's Sunday. I'm not really going to do much news today. Just going to tell you some recent things that I've learned about, immigration updates because I went to an amazing conference for ALA for immigration attorneys. And that's where I learned some of the stuff that I will be telling you about that's coming up in the months to come. I'm going to open the TikTok live on the screen so I can actually see the questions you're asking me and respond to them in live format. Okay, and I have to turn off the sound here. All right. Let me know if you could hear me. So Heil on TikTok says hello. Can you hear and see me well? Let me know, drop a comment, and we will begin. I'm also live on Facebook and on YouTube. So hi, I'm saying hello to my friend Porfirio Diaz. Buenos dias, hermosa. Buenos dias to all my friends. I will start with somebody who asked the question on YouTube. Let's go. Natal Pick says, hi, I just received the request for evidence, RFE, for medical for my I-485. Do you think they will approve my case without interview? I have good news for you. If you received a request for evidence just asking for the medical, it's usually a very high chance, I cannot guarantee you, of course, but a high chance you will be getting approved on your case without interview, no interview. Right now, USCIS is trying 50% of their cases are going to be approved with no interview. They told us this is an official information. Why? If they cleared you, they checked your fingerprints, your underlying petition was already approved, like VAWA. We do a lot of cases with abused marriages, VAWA. Or when your child over 21 treats you badly, that's VAWA. Or if you have an employment petition, I-140 approved, all they need is the medical. They got your fingerprints, they know you're a good person, your petition is approved, let's go, right? So Natal, yes, absolutely great chance that you will get, will be getting, you will be getting approved without an interview. Amazing news. I'm so happy we started with good news. Kiddo TV says, hi Marina, I filed for a VAWA and I-765 along with my green card application, I-485. I had my fingerprints on March 7 this year. How long will I expect to get my work permit authorization? About 10, 11 months. How I know this about, if your green card is filed, like your green card application, and you file the work permit application in the same package, it's taking between 8 months to 18 months for some people. So give yourself another 8 months to a year. If you get it sooner, amazing. Some people do get it sooner, but there's no rule about it right now. Let's see, TikTok. Hi, TikTok. Okay. How much is the processing time in Texas for Form I-751? This is Wakar Malik is asking me on TikTok. In Texas, I go to uscis.gov. And I encourage you guys to go too, so you don't think I'm like a fake and pulling this out of my, area of my body. I'm not making any of these up. I want to go right on the website and I go to processing times. Right on the website for uscis.gov. Processing times, and then I go form I-751. I'm going fast today because I have so much to answer. And then I go to Texas. If your case is in Texas and you have a pending removal of conditions petition from the date you filed, 80% of cases for USCIS are taking about 28 and a half to 29 months. So you divide that by 12, 2.2 years, 2.5 years, plus or minus 2 years and like 3 months maybe. All right, thank you so much. Semini says, I'm beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. One guy today in my TikTok comments, but he's Russian speaking, and I see his name, Aminov, said that I need to get a tummy tuck, and he wishes he gave me one. So thank you for people who tell me I'm beautiful. I'm okay with the hate. If you're commenting on my page, you're promoting me. And by the way, you guys, if you don't see my phone number, it is 718-769-6352. We're in Brooklyn, in New York. We do consultations online with all the 50 states and even across the world. If you don't have a U.S. phone number, you can WhatsApp me. But we will respond tomorrow because today only I'm working. My team is resting so they can be on for you starting on Monday, starting tomorrow. Our WhatsApp number is 718-769. Oh, that's my phone number. I'm sorry. The phone number is 718-769-6352. The WhatsApp is 718-679-3131. And also, if you see my profile, you can actually go to our website or click on the link here on TikTok, if you're on TikTok, and just fill out the form. It's just your name and phone number, and we'll call you tomorrow for a consultation. And I'm writing my number in the comments on TikTok, 718-679-3131. This is for WhatsApp, all right? Let's go. More questions. When does the medical report, says Liz or Ilz, when does the medical report need to be submitted in the process of petitions when applying in USA? It depends. If you're filing for a green card inside USA, you can probably just include your medical. If you don't send it, it's not the end of the world. As you heard just now from one person here in the comments, they ask you if you don't submit it with a letter, it doesn't delay your case much, only by 2 weeks maybe. And they will send you a letter, request for evidence. They'll say, we need your medical. Please submit it. You could submit it later. No biggie. Ravi says, gotcha. I got a misdemeanor on my record. Oh, this is moving quickly. Ha ha ha. I have to highlight it. Here we go, Ravi. I got a misdemeanor on my record. Can I travel abroad if I have a green card? Now, what happens is, you can travel, but be prepared for very bad consequences. When you travel, having just even a regular arrest on your record, when you get fingerprinted, the CBP, the officers who check your green card and passport when you come back, they will see the arrest, but often they don't know what happened in the case. So if you were convicted of something serious, either they could hassle you for a long time or even detain you and start deportation. I do not recommend traveling if you have a crime and you were convicted on your record. Sanju Saab says, how many days may first apply condition of removal? I don't understand the question. Please clarify. Jabba Kumar on TikTok says, I married 2 months ago. My wife cheated on me and I did a border cross and come out from bail bond. What can I do? If your wife was a U.S. citizen, even the short-term marriage can help you get a green card by VAWA. Give us a call. You can call today. We'll call you back tomorrow. We have an answering service. So we'll get all of your messages today. Don't worry about calling today when we're not in the office. Just call. We will get back to you tomorrow. We do a paid consultation. It's not free. And we can talk about your case. And if you qualify, even a short marriage can qualify you for VAWA. And we can help. All right. Paramjeet says, how much time does it take now if I apply for a fiance, K1 fiance visa about 1.5 years to 2 years. It's much longer now, unfortunately. More questions from YouTube. Porfirio Diaz, who actually has been asking me questions for a while, so I see his case progressing as time goes by, so I'm happy to see that. Porfirio says, I have an advanced parole, but I'm thinking to go to Mexico. And from there, I'll use my Mexican passport to travel to Paris. Is it safe? Yes, you're fine with an advanced parole. Okay? Makan Traore says, hi, can a PD request be filed now regarding the Supreme Court decision on deportation priorities? Yes, if you qualify for PD, you can use this new Supreme Court decision to cite as a good reason to close out your deportation case because you're not a high priority. Yes, why not? Go for it. Natal says, thank you for my answer, for good news. Yes, and he said that the I-35 was based on an approved vowel. Of course. Tony Mwangi says, I attended interview 45 years ago. What to do? I don't have a response yet. 45 days is not yet like enough to worry. I would usually give them like 90 days at least. And if you hear nothing within 3 months, 90 days, you can chat with the chatbot Emma on the website. It's pretty quick, or you could call USCIS and ask what's going on and make a service inquiry. Another question on YouTube from Glorine Sebastian. I got my EB1 petition approved 2 weeks back. Whoa, this is great news. EB1A, guys. Glorine is a star here. If you're watching this on YouTube, Glorine, amazing. So EB1s are for the highest level, extraordinary professionals coming to US, even sometimes self-sponsoring, because those are the professionals that are like the best of the best in their field. If you got your petition approved, USCIS, who is very difficult to convince, believed that you're a star. We believe in you. Welcome. And you're planning to apply for an I-485 soon. And I mentioned that it's taking about 8 to 18 months. Do you think the EB1 gets processed sooner? No. Unfortunately, the EB1 and everyone else goes in the same line for the processing of the work permit. So good luck to you. And we move on to Siraj Tapa on YouTube. He says, hello, Marina. How can someone check if the bond amount has been released by USCIS to the sponsor? You got to call the local place where you paid the bond and to ICE and talk to them. Vlad Pro says, I'm a TPS holder. I left, so I assume he's from Ukraine because, from the name, he's like a Soviet kind of post-Soviet name. I assume Vlad is Ukrainian. TPS holder left the country, Ukraine, re-entered with USCIS advanced parole. It's been more than 180 days after I re-entered. Am I still eligible to change my status if I found the sponsor? So some of my colleagues who specialize in EB1s and employment authorizations and employment-based immigration, and we are getting there too. We're starting to get really busy. But I always talk to other people so that I don't give people wrong advice because just I have a crazy idea in my head, right? So before I give these kinds of advice, of course, I tell you to do a consultation. But, okay, TPS kind of gives you status. If you came into US and then you applied for TPS, then you were only like out of status a certain time. So whether you can change to like a work visa or a work green card depends what happened before you got TPS, right? How much time did you spend here? If you just crossed the border and they let you, and then like 2-3 months later you got TPS, you might be okay. The problem is that the TPS, by itself doesn't give you an admission, but you traveled with advanced parole. So now you have lawful admission and you could probably change your status right here inside the United States. I'm going on and explaining this in detail because maybe someone else is out there with the same situation. So if you came without a visa, you crossed the border, maybe you asked for asylum, maybe not. Then you got your TPS. Then you traveled on advanced parole from TPS. Out and in. When you came in, now you have lawful admission, like the equivalent, like the same as entering with a visa. Now I think you are eligible to apply for like a work visa or work green card, try it. Why not? We can help. Give me a call. And my friend Roman on Facebook says that I'm amazing. Well, you're a little bit impartial, but thank you so much. I think you guys are amazing. These are my friends. Kiddo says, how long will it take for WOW when I receive my work permit? So how long will it take for your green card if you get your work permit? It's going to take like a year from filing. Hafiz says, amazing. Another question from Ali Sadat. Hi, ma'am. I have come through the Mexican border and I'm not paroled. I was given a master hearing date for May 2023, but as soon as I submitted my defensive asylum and my master hearing was canceled. What happened now? They will reschedule you. It may not have to do anything with you submitting your defensive asylum, Ali. Ali, this is for Ali, right? It just, they rescheduled you. It happens. I wouldn't read too much about, into it. It doesn't mean anything. It will get scheduled again. Don't worry. Back to TikTok. I'm sure you guys have more questions here now. Okay. Oh, so Hale wants to ask something really cool. Can I? So Hale Karsh is asking me on TikTok, how can I? No, he says, can you explain more about asylum, green card, and 1 year physical presence? Let's get right into it. I love that you asked me. Thank you. I love that. So this gets my nerdy juices going, right? Oh my God. My internet must be bad because my TikTok has disappeared here. I'm just going to give 1 second. Although I'm seeing myself on the screen on my phone, okay, I think I'm back here. So I'm going to ask, no, I'm sorry, I will answer Sohail. Okay, anyway, I will get into it. So Hale asked me, talk about asylum and green card after 1 year and physical presence. So it's always been that after you get asylum, you have to wait 1 whole year before you file for a green card. Now, some said not only you have to wait a calendar year, but you have to be physically present in U.S. for the whole year. So then just recently, I think like in February or March, USCIS did a clarification memo. They confused people more than anything and said, well, don't worry about having a whole year of physical presence. We'll get there by the time your green card is adjudicated. Somebody actually takes your file in hand and makes a decision. That year will build up, and we don't care about the year of physical presence anymore. Now, here's where the immigration lawyers split. Some of my colleagues, like me, actually, are saying, by the way, after you get asylum, you still have to wait an entire calendar year and apply. And then the physical presence, like the clarification says, will present itself at the interview. Most likely, you will have it. If you don't leave U.S. for too long, and it's really a moot point because to get a travel document as a refugee, as an asylum holder, takes like a whole year anyway. And you can't just leave, But anyway, so they said, okay, you need to apply after 1 calendar year. That has not changed. And then the physical presence, you don't need to wait for the physical presence. Some other colleagues are saying, well, if we don't care about the physical presence, then let's just apply for a green card after like 6 to 8 months. And what's been happening is they're still making you wait a whole calendar year. What's happening is they're accepting people's applications for asylum. If you file too early, they will just wait and they won't process it until it's like a whole year. So my advice to you, if you don't want to get lost, you get asylum, you wait a calendar year from June 1 to June 1. Then you file for a green card, and then you worry about the physical presence, okay? Don't think it's changed. It really hasn't. And maybe they'll take your application, but they're still going to delay and not process until you get the whole year under the belt. So whatever, Okay, how long? So Raghuvinder says, how long does it take to get the first work permit for VAWA? If you file for VAWA and the green card in the same package, it's going to take you about 1 year. And as I mentioned, 8 months to 18 months. On the average, about a year and 2 months sometimes. If you didn't file for a green card, you filed for VAWA alone, The VAWA takes 33 months, and the work authorization based on VAWA approved C31 category also will take 33 months. Ravi Gotra says, when I can apply for citizenship after my misdemeanor conviction. After you finished with whatever time they gave you parole and so on, you should talk to a lawyer if you should apply at all. But if it's not something major and the lawyer says, yes, you can apply, you got to wait 5 years from the last day, whatever punishment they gave you, like a parole or suspended sentence, finishes. Okay, let's move on. User whatever says, if I got approved June 1st for an I-130 based on a marriage, how long will I get the decision on the I-485 green card? It takes about a year and a half for a green card based on marriage, plus or minus. Some people it takes longer, some people it takes shorter, but just to be like patient and not get frustrated, from the date you filed I-130 and I-485, the I-485 takes about a year and a half. Let's just go with that. Okay. So people are saying travel with advanced parole or without advanced parole to Puerto Rico is risky because they have random CBP check and border airports. Probably true. Shafir Rahimi says, can you apply for a green card with I-130 approval if you're a sibling inside USA? How long does it take? So the answer is probably no. Okay, if you're inside US and you have a sibling I-130 petition approved, that doesn't mean yet that it's time for you to file for the green card or visa based on that. So usually they take 16 years if you're from Europe or any of those countries, and like if you're from Mexico, it's like 20 years. So no, you cannot file, and if you wait for the 16 years and file when it's time for you to file, and you will get an email from the National Visa Center saying it's time for you to file now, we're ready for you. At that point, if you're illegal here, you will probably need a waiver, and the chances of approval are kind of low, so you might want to be exploring other options right now. But again, call us for a consultation. This is not legal advice, I'm just saying. Guri says, I applied for I-130 2 years ago. No updates since March 2022, and that was when they're actively reviewing. You might not be in like the fast categories, and so those are taking really long, and I know it's frustrating, but you just have to wait. And Core says, Madam, can I travel on advanced parole when I have VAWA and I have a permanent bar? It depends. If you had an arrest or like a conviction, I wouldn't travel. If it was because you came with no visa or something else and you got an advance parole, you can travel. But honestly, look, I tell people all the time, if you have no like major problems, yes, it's safe to travel. But if you have major problems and for some reason you're saying you have a permanent bar, I don't know enough about this. I don't know if you should travel, honestly. Who knows what can come up at the border with the officer? Like I said before, if you watched me before, if you don't have like major problems, it's usually safe to travel with advance parole. But like if you have arrests, convictions, you left and came back, you were deported before, I came with no visa, I wouldn't travel. Echo 62 says, what if somebody is a tourist on vacation in the US, works here? What happens? Well, if you apply for like a non-immigrant visa or a green card through work, you will have a problem because you work without authorization. It's a major violation. WhatsApp number is 718-679-3131. When you write us, we will reply and schedule you for a paid, it's not free, consultation. This I do for free. The office consultations are paid. I have no qualms about it. Everyone here works for money, and I do too. Okay, let's see. Okay. KK Sweet says, what is the process when a green card holder wants to petition for a minor child in the U.S. and the kid is out of status. So kids under 18 cannot be illegal, right? So out of status. Legally. Of course, like in reality they are, but legally they can't hold it against the kid. So you file the I-130 petition and you put in the petition that the child will interview for an immigrant visa in the consular in their home country or another country where they have legal status. They could go there. And then when the time comes for the interview, it gets scheduled, you paid, the kid goes out, interviews, does the medical in the home country, again, because a child under 18, not illegal, they don't need a waiver, and they come back with a green card. Okay, Craxy says, I'm having felony charges from immigration court, and I'm on withholding of removal. Am I eligible for an I-485? Give us a call for a consultation. I can't say it like this. You could be, but I don't know right off the bat, okay? So Nassar says, I'm a U.S. citizen and wife got here as a refugee and spent a year. So can I get her green card? Yes, apply for a green card for your wife in the category of refugee holder for 1 year or more. That's an easy question. Thank you for asking. So I'm back to YouTube. Mahmoud Khan says, Dear attorney, thanks for coming on live. Could you go through the timeline for an EAD work authorization card when it's based on a green card that's based on VAWA? Absolutely. Thank you for asking. And guys, if you don't have a lawyer yet, give us a call with VAWA. We can help you. I'm really not so much in the business of giving second opinions if you already have a lawyer. If you don't have a lawyer yet, we are here for you. We would love to help you. VAWA, let's start from the beginning, is for people who are married to a U.S. citizen or green card holder, or they have a child over 21, or even a parent or step-parent. And that person treats you bad. They treat you bad, you know? It doesn't have to be physical. There was just a case right now, this week, Ruiz, I think, versus Texas in U.S. Supreme Court, or federal court, I think, that said that for extreme abuse and cruelty, no need for somebody physically punching you. So your spouse or a child over 21 treats you badly, humiliates you, tells you you should go kill yourself, you're a dirty immigrant, things like that, right? Tells you F you, you're a piece of ass. This is abuse, and we can get you a green card. We file I-360 petition. We file I-485 green card application, and we file work EAD application, I-765, usually in one packet. Now, if you've been in court, we might do it in different order, okay? But if you've never filed for anything before, we file one package. The work authorization EAD will be approved early. Now, when I say early, between 8 to 18 months from the date you filed, it will be approved earlier than the VAWA. The VAWA will take 33 months, and the last of all this will be the green card I-485 from the date of VAWA approval up to 1 year, okay? That's the timeline. ED, work permit, 8 to 18 months. VAWA, another, I guess, 18 months from there. And then from that point, the VAWA is approved about a year, up to a year, for your green card to be approved. That's the timeline. Thank you for asking. Kwaku, I'm sorry, to Net, she says, please, from refused ready and from refused to administrative processing, which of them is a good sign of issuing the visa? Administrative processing is usually not the best sign, because that means so this is the question about you applied for an immigrant visa, you interviewed at the consul, right, at the consulate, and then the status online for your petition either says refused, then it said ready, and then it says refused but administrative processing. It means they're investigating your case, administrative processing, they're checking. It might take another 2 years before you find out anything. I'm not saying it will be denied, but usually that's the kind of thing that happens. When group 5 is open for USA, I have no idea what the question is. Kiki says, how long does it take for my EB4 visa to be available? My priority date is April 4, 2023. I'm from Dominican Republic. It's hard for me to say right now. I don't have the chart in front of me. Let me see. Okay, this is for the special immigrants. This is for religious, usually workers and so on. Before let me check for you. So I go to I-360, and the category is special immigrants. And Nebraska, it's taking from the time you filed 18 months. And California Service Center, 15 months. And Vermont Service Center, 17 months. So the answer is around 18 months from Dominican Republic or anywhere else for special immigrant EB-5 visa. Hamidu 254 says one. Okay, again, I don't know what that question means. Okay. Okay, Mahmoud says more about VAWA. Do I have to show physical abuse? I just said no, and there was a case about it in the federal court system. Ruiz is the name of the case. No physical abuse necessary, and no police report is necessary to win VAWA. Give us a call. I can talk about this for a really long time, but it's better that we do a consultation. 718-769-6352. We'll call you back tomorrow, though. Robbie says, hi, I got my divorce from American citizen 2 years and 8 months ago. Can I apply for VAWA? The answer is no. The divorce starts the time clicking or ticking on VAWA filing. After 2 years, you cannot file for VAWA anymore. So no, you cannot file. Big Bang says, can I apply for Q visa because of marriage fraud and threat? T visa, U visa, Q visa. Let's see, Q visa. I don't even know. Q visa. Cultural exchange. I think you have the name of the visa wrong. So marriage fraud, you could get a VAWA. So give us a call. We can help you with VAWA, I think. Big Bang. Give us a call. Ikstan has a question. He wants to visit USA. I don't know how to help you with that. I'm sorry. Kursun Dadoshi says, hi, Marina. It's been a while. I got my VAWA approved. Amazing. I'm so happy to see people say, I got my EB1 approved. I got my VAWA approved. So from my experience as of right now, how long does it take to get a green card? From the date you approved, if you file the I-485, like about 1 year, okay? Okay, I just talked about the VAWA work permit timeline. If you're watching me on TikTok and you missed something, you missed the beginning, find my name on YouTube and watch this live in recording on YouTube, and you could see where I talked about the VAWA work permit timeline. One more question from June on YouTube, and I'll switch to my TikTok friends. June Valburn says, I'm currently in process of getting a VAWA petition. I did receive a prima facie approval, but it's expired and I haven't heard anything yet from immigration. Should I be concerned? June, listen to me again. VAWA is taking 33 months right now from the date you filed plus 33 months. Don't worry about expiring prima facie. You could actually have your lawyer write a letter to VAWA unit and send you a new one, the new prima facie approval, but the whole case will take 33 months. Let's see. Okay, more questions on TikTok. How much time for an EAD if I have a U visa pending? Really hard question. It might take like 3 years for a work permit if you have a U visa pending. Okay, please, if you have a question, don't post 10 times because I can't find new questions because I keep seeing the same question repeated over and over again. Only once or twice at most. Danu says, a friend of mine was rejected to come to the USA when they were at the refugee. I want to help them. How? They can come to the US border at Mexico. They can download on their phone a CBP One app. They can apply and see if the government will let them through the border like that. Okay. Anthem says, Oh my God, I just lost his message. So many messages here. Okay. And Mal says, my asylum case is pending. I'm having a heart bypass. I applied humanitarian parole for my wife. Any chance they might let her in? There is a chance. Ninja says, hi, I have a USCIS asylum interview tomorrow. Any tips? All right. Bring all of your original documents, your passport, your medical letters, anything that shows that you were in the category like political opinion or social group, and you were abused for it in the past, and probably will get abused for it again if you go back to your home country. First part of the interview, asylum interview, they will go over your form, just the form you submitted, if everything is correct, if you have a new address, and so on. After that, they might ask you what is the worst thing that happened in your story. It's okay if you don't remember the exact dates. You could say, this was in 2012 or whatever, and maybe it was like March. You say, I can't remember exactly, and then describe what is the worst thing that happened to you. You have to be able to explain what is your asylum about. Is it about political opinion? Is it about you are LGBTQ? Is it because of your religion? Is it because of something else? And then you have to explain what happened to you, how you were beat or threatened or abused or treated badly because of specifically that religion or whatever it is that your category B is. DACA says, this is DACA Isaac. My asylum was approved in 2022. After 1 year, I applied for my green card, but it's a year not yet received. First of all, call, make sure they have you in the system. Sometimes they lose your package. If you don't have a receipt notice after a year, this is a very bad sign. So call and find out what's happening. You have an alien number, so they can track this down by your alien number. If they really lost it, just submit it again. You're going to have no choice. Can I bring my sister to USA from Iran? There's some options for you, but yeah, of course, if you file for her, though, it's going to take a super long time, like 16 years as a sister, US citizen filing for a sister. There are options, maybe like as a refugee, maybe she can come to Mexico, stuff like that. Marco says, they approved my I-130. Can I wait to file the GS-260 because it takes 6 months to get her passport in my country? Yeah, of course you can wait. Up to 6 months is okay. Randy Bazaar is asking me, what do I think will be the outcome for DACA? So as you know, federal court said that DACA was illegal because President Obama is not Congress. Only Congress should be making laws. And it was the kind of law that they thought that presidents should make, even though they're letting Biden make certain laws now. I know you guys are as confused as I am, trust me. So what do I think will be DACA? I think DACA eventually will become a law. Congress has to actually make a resolution and pass DACA as a real law to go on the books. But right now, I don't see them talking about it. Honestly, right now, I don't know. Having some water here. Finally, I found the question from Anthem. Hi, ma'am. Good morning. Can I travel to my home country with advanced parole while I have a pending I-485? Yes, you can. Yes. Papa K 2002 says, I applied for my work permit since my current one expired since April 2002 and until now nothing. What can I do? Work permits take between 8 to 18 months. If you have an emergency reason, like your job, you can lose your job or whatever, you can submit a request to expedite through the chatbot Emma. So there you go. And two says that my hair looks beautiful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I actually went to yoga this morning. So I think my hair is like a little sweaty still, from yoga because that's what I do on Sunday morning. But anyway, I love yoga and I go anyway, even though it makes my hair look sweaty. uh, Joga Jato says, how VAWA is taking in 2023. Can I safely travel on VAWA advance parole? If you've been listening, VAWA is taking 33 months and you can safely travel. If you don't have like crimes, if you haven't been deported before, if you haven't left and re-entered with like a bad no visa or across the border or whatever. Okay. Dr. Mohammed Maniam says, is it a must to wait for at least 1 year until my I-130 U.S. citizen to spouse gets approved? It takes about a year and a half even. Okay. Let's see what's going on YouTube. June says, thank you for answering my question. Thank you. Columbus Obiama Odo says, why is it taking so long for the U.S. Embassy to issue the F2A visa? My spouse has been waiting for over 3 years after it's been documentary completed. It's a good question. They're very badly delayed. Really, COVID really got everything screwed up. And the F2A, even though it's a pretty high priority, it's not the highest, So that's why they're like letting other people ahead of you and skipping you for, let's say, kids of U.S. citizens under 21, spouses of U.S. citizens under 21. So that's why the delay is happening. I know it's frustrating. I hear you. I'm sorry. There's not much we can do. Kanji says, hello, my father applied for me in the category F2B. That's single children of green card holders, but it takes too much time. Yeah, it takes like 8 years almost. I entered the U.S. as an asylee 4 months ago. So my question is, what's going to happen to my F2B? Is the petition ruined? The petition is not ruined, but to get that visa, when you say you entered it as an asylee, you filed for asylum, and you're waiting for a court hearing or an interview. If that's true, you entered through the border, then you're going to have to leave U.S. when the time comes for your father's petition. Is it ruined? I think so. I mean, if you ask me. But if you came as an asylee and you asked for asylum, then you have to stay and stick with your asylum case so you can come and be here through your asylum case. June says, can a person with VAWA travel? Yes, if you file for a green card and advanced parole based on VAWA, you can travel on your advanced parole. It's going to take about a year to get it, though. So if you did file for it, it's going to take a year to get it. A question from SRT 392 says, hi, my asylum is denied, but now I want to apply for VAWA. What do you think? How will it process? If you're married to a citizen or green card holder, you can apply for VAWA if they treat you badly, if they treat you like trash, frankly, even if there's no physical abuse, even if you are a male. By the way, we have a lot of men clients who file for VAWA. So it's going to take about 3 years, though, 3.5 even. So that's how it will process. Let's look at TikTok questions. All right. Okay. Let's see. So I have 2 questions here. Let's go. Echo62 says, I have dual citizenship, Germany and Turkey. Can I apply as a refugee to USA as someone from Turkey? If you could live in Germany, they will probably deny you. I'm telling you right now. They're very strict now about living in third countries. If you have the chance to live in a free country like Germany, they will probably deny your asylum petition to US. Another question. Hamed says, hello, I have no case with the court. Should I come with a lawyer to my first hearing? Oh, so you have a case with the Okay, if you have immigration court, do you need a lawyer? Absolutely. And if you guys are watching me on TikTok, find me on YouTube. I literally just recorded a video like last week about 5 reasons why you need an immigration lawyer. You're gonna get nowhere in immigration court with no lawyer. In fact, the judge will keep like rescheduling your case until you get one. Soyla says, how long does it take to get my asylum work permit approved as a first-time application? If you filed based on like ASAP membership or like a special membership to get the asylum-based work permit, 4 to 5 months, maybe even less. If you filed like a regular applicant, somebody who's waiting for asylum, it takes about a year. Okay, Gertie says, can you travel if your asylum is pending? It's a great question. Now, you can apply for an advance parole travel document before your asylum case gets to court. If they give you an advance parole, it's super hard to prove that you need it when you're waiting for asylum. It's not automatic. It's really hard to prove when you need an advance parole when your asylum is pending. If you get it, you can travel. There's a chance you're not going to get it. That means you cannot leave. If you need to leave for an emergency reason, somebody's dying in your country or sick, you can try to get the advance parole. But remember, if you are showing that you can go there and you can come back and it's safe for you, you might not ever win your asylum. So be very careful with that. Okay, here's a question from Name Can't Be Bland 275. Can a fiance K1 visa holder adjust status through employment-based immigration? Absolutely not. If you got your visa as a fiance, the only way you can adjust is through that fiance. And there's no way if you never married him, you got to go back and apply for an employment visa separately. All right, go back to YouTube. New comments here with questions. Okay, Mahmoud, I love your questions. Thank you so much. Let me respond to this. Do I have to show abuse proof, lots of documents, police reports for Vava? We've been separated for close to 5 years. If you're not yet divorced, you're fine. You do have to show lots of joint documents. You do have to show abuse proof, witness letters, go to a psychologist. Police reports, not necessary, and I urge you to call us for a consultation. Monique February says, what does it mean when it says 2-year rule does not apply? So for people who get the J1 visa, there's different kinds of J1 visas. There's one kind when the J1 visa, for work and travel for the summer in U.S., or sometimes for longer than the summer. If it's a program sponsored through the U.S. government, through a state or federal or whatever, they will usually include on your visa a statement that the 2-year home residency rule applies. That means after you're done with the J1 visa, you have to go back to your home country, live there for 2 years, and only then you can come back here and file for a green card or whatever. If it says the 2-year rule doesn't apply to you, you could just stay here if you have, let's say, a husband or wife who's a U.S. citizen and apply here, even change to a student visa and then apply for an employment green card. You have more options. And legal fees we charge are depending on the time we spend. We have flat and hourly fees. It's different for everyone. Give us a call for a consultation. I can't really say how much it will be until we talk to you and see what's involved. All right, let's see. Queen says, hello, do you know how long it takes for the DS5535 administrative procedure? Sometimes 2 years. I've seen 2.5. Jury says, hi, can you help with my asylum? It's pending over 8 years. I have a hearing appointment in 2025. So it sounds like you have a hearing, like you have a court hearing scheduled for an individual for 2025. So you have an individual hearing scheduled, or a master, I guess. We can make a motion to advance, to expedite it, if you can show why. If you can show why it is, like maybe you have a health reason that you can't wait so long. Let me know. Give us a call. The phone number is 718-769-6352. It's also in my profile on TikTok. It's in my profile on Facebook, on YouTube. Just Google Marina Shepelsky, Shepelsky Law. Our phone number is there. We can have a paid consultation and we can talk about your motion to advance your individual hearing. Light Up the Moon says, is it normal for prima facie to take over a year? I only have a combo card. It's normal because it looks like you were not eligible for prima facie right away. Not everyone is. So now for you, when you file for VAWA, to get the prima facie approval, a few things have to be included in that first package that your lawyer filed. You have to file good moral character, like a police or an FBI background check, or your state fingerprint check. You had to include joint documents about the marriage part. Like you have to show that the marriage was real by including some joint documents. You had to write at least a one-page story, how you were eligible, and you had to include proofs of abuse. If any of this was missing, you won't get the prima facie even later. So if you don't get it, it's fine. You got your combo card. You can go on advance parole. Don't worry about it. It doesn't mean that your case is worse than somebody else's. Really, don't worry. Echo says, hi, Marina. If somebody adopts me as an adult, can I work here legally? Absolutely not. So John says, as a U.S. citizen, I filed for green cards for my parents. And it's taking a while. Oh, I lost the thing. While they were in our home country. Okay, it will take a year and a half sometimes for parents of U.S. citizens. Obaidullah Mosawi says, hi, 10 months ago, we're done interview asylum. I still don't have news how my asylum interview went. What else can I do? How long is the wait? It's a very difficult question. There's no rule about it. There's no processing times after the interview. They can take sometimes as long as they want. I've seen people wait 3 years. What I recommend you do is you call and make an inquiry with USCIS. I recommend that if that doesn't work, call your local congressman or senator and ask them to get involved. And all you do is you're asking, look, what is the status of my case? I had my interview 10 months ago. I still don't have a result. Also, your lawyer can write them a letter. Okay, I'm going to do this until 12. And I will still take some questions. Cole says, when should I file to renew my work permit? When it's almost like 1 day less than 6 months before your work permit expires. So let's say your work permit expires March 1st, 2024. Subtract 6 months and like wait a day or two and then file. So we're talking about March minus 6 months is September. So like middle of September, file if you're, so at that point, when you file, it should be less than 6 months before the expiration of your work permit. Oh, this is an interesting question. Kedo says, I came to US with a C1 crewman visa, but I entered when I finished my contract. Is it possible to adjust status? Only if you have VAWA. If you're married to a U.S. citizen or green card holder, and that's a bad marriage, we can help you. If it's just like a regular marriage, no, you cannot adjust in the United States. John says, I applied for an I-601A waiver. What's the processing time? 3 years sometimes. It takes a super long time. Lil Young says, Lil Young, that's funny name. Lil Young of Limbay. Hi, girlfriend has been in the U.S. for just 1 year and 6 months. Can she file for me now? No, not yet. I mean, if you marry, Yes, but just look as a fiance, no. Um, oh, question about how long does it take to be certified for perm after submitting my labor certification application ETA 9089? Sometimes up to a year, but sometimes less. So it's hard to say. Um, Okay, more questions on YouTube, and we will say goodbye today. Cherry Beato says, "Good day, attorney. My I-35 adjustment of status was rejected twice. If I hire an immigration lawyer, do you think I'll get a chance that they will give it?" It depends. I would like to see why they rejected you, Cherry. Why did they say no? What was the problem? Is it rejected like they sent your package back, or they denied it? Those are two different things. If they denied it, maybe you didn't include the documents. Maybe you did something wrong, crimes, terrorism. I have a client right now who was denied twice because they said that she was a part of the Bangladeshi National Party in Bangladesh, which is now considered a terrorist organization. So, what can you do? Mahmoud says, "Dear attorney, all the post video we see on YouTube, they're posted by you." Yes, I post all my videos. Route 66 is, what is the process to renounce U.S. citizenship? You have to, there's a form you can fill out and you can mail it in to renounce it. Renounce. I've done this for one person in my practice. When you have citizenship of another country and you don't want to pay for U.S. taxes, like you don't want to have to file U.S. taxes. Some people still do it. So if you renounce, there's a form. Let me see what the form. I forgot now, but there's definitely a form. Okay, there's a form. It's called Form 8854, and if you file it by I think it's 8854. You file it by mail, usually. Also, if you live, let's say, in Costa Rica, I've met many people who are U.S. citizens in Costa Rica during my travels there. You can go to the U.S. Embassy and ask them. They will give you forms. They will give you the process to renounce it. So if you are inside U.S. and you're about to go, there's a form. If you are outside of U.S., you basically go to the U.S. consulate and they will help you do it. Just go on their website, make a phone call or email them. They will help you walk you through this process. No judgment. If you are here and you have citizenship, you have to pay taxes. Not everybody wants to. But if you want to stay here, you can't stay here without citizenship, That's what I'm going to say to you. Okay, a couple more questions and we'll be done for today. Okay. Can I expedite my I-601A waiver application? You can submit a request to expedite through USCIS. You chat with Emma, the bot, and you say, "I wish to expedite my I-601 waiver." They will ask you to write like a whole explanation of that, and we go from there. User 62, whatever, says, "Can a person remarry while VAWA is pending?" I don't recommend it. You can, but I don't recommend it. I think that it will just be bad for your case because it shows you're not that traumatized. If you're fine and getting remarried, then I guess your trauma is not so bad. Being honest with you. R says, "How long does it take for I-360 through SIJ, Special Immigrant Juvenile Petition?" I go to processing times. I-360, the category is special immigrants. And if you're in Vermont, it takes 18 months. So from the day you file SIJ, about 18 months, and then more time for the green card to be approved. And final question for the day is from Kanji. He says, okay, "I entered here as an asylee." Again, I don't know if you got asylum or you are waiting for your asylum to be interviewed on. right? So when you say asylee in immigration, it means asylee is somebody approved asylum already. Someone who has asylum approved. So if you came here asking for asylum, that doesn't mean you're an asylee. You're just an applicant for asylum, and your F2B petition through your father is pending. And the question is, if you don't want to leave USA, can you apply for a VAWA waiver for my F2B, or have to leave USA? I think you're a little confused about waivers. This is not the situation where you can do a waiver through your father. I mean, I suppose you could say that it's not a VAWA. You could do like a waiver, maybe. VAWA is like if your father abuses you. I mean, then you can apply for a VAWA petition. It's not a waiver. You could just apply for VAWA and get a green card through that. If your father is being abusive to you, yes, we can help you. Yes. If you are just asking for the waiver of leaving here, because you came through the border and you can't adjust inside US, we can also talk about it. Give us a call. We can do a consultation and figure it out together. I will say goodbye to you guys now. Thank you so much. I did my whole hour, answered many, many questions. I invite you to give us a call, 718-769-6352 for your specific consultation, especially if you don't have a lawyer yet. If you have a lawyer, it's hard for me to give judgment of what someone else did for you, okay? So if you don't have a lawyer, or if you have one but they ignore you, you haven't talked to them in 2 years, call us. We can help you move your case along. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Bye, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.